it's Sunday, the fridge is empty, the kitchen is messy, and I have no idea what I'm feeding my baby next week. So let's do a reset together. So we started solids last week, and it felt like the whole week all I was doing was in the kitchen, either prepping, cooking, or cleaning. So I want to make sure that this Sunday reset, we're doing a bit of a meal prep situation so that we're not like in the kitchen all week, especially as someone who hates to cook. It really was not an enjoyable week for me. So on today's to-do list, we're going to do a grocery haul. We're going to meal prep both purees and finger foods for baby led weaning, as well as just tidy up her high chair area and just like get that fresh for next week. Well, not really next week because she has to eat lunch there, but you know what I mean. We have a bit of a grocery haul. This week I want to start introducing allergens. They do say the earlier you start introducing, the better it is. But our baby also has eczema, so I'm even more like weary about allergens, especially dairy and egg. Can you believe this stick of butter costs $8? It is grass-fed, beautifully crafted in New Zealand. So apparently ghee, is that how you say it? Ghee? G? It's meant to be really high in vitamins, good for supporting immunity and brain development, gelatin to make little gummies and jellies, just to introduce like new textures as well. Now that we're introducing solids, the digestive system will be very different to when she's purely being breastfed. So to prevent that, I wanted to introduce the 4 P's for constipation, which is peas, pears, plums, and prunes. So I got my hands on some prunes and some pears to make purees. Vitamin C, we have capsicum and kiwis this week. Avocado and bananas, which she loved last week. And also baby's store of iron starts to deplete at 6 months. So you have to start introducing high sources of iron into their diet. So this week we have lamb mince. Again, grass-fed, raised without antibiotics. Honestly, like normally when I buy groceries for just myself and Will, I don't go for, you know, organic or anything like that. Like I'm like, whatever. For myself, like I don't care. I don't want to spend that much money just on like food quality. Like that's not something that I value. But now that I'm feeding like my own baby, I want to buy like more high quality ingredients for her. That also means our grocery bill is going to go up, but that is the price of health, parenthood. I don't know. Last week's menu had a lot of roasted veggies and we still have some prepped in the freezer. So for this week's meal prep, I want to prep more iron-rich foods. So from milk to meals, I want to make koftas. So they're pretty much minced patties and they're easy for baby to grasp and just take small bites out of them. I'm going to use lamb mince today. And for the purees, I'm going to make chicken, apple, and capsicum. So the chicken I actually prepped 2 days ago. I made a baked chicken and I served half of it to her on the day. And then the leftovers I'm going to make into a puree to save on time today. So from the cookbooks, I learned that it's really important to pair a iron source and a vitamin C source together. And the vitamin C is meant to help the absorption of the iron. Lunch for the week is made. Looks a bit unaesthetic, but whatever, it's fine. Oh my god, I'm finally finished cooking and that took over an hour and a half. I have already said this so many times, but I am not a cooker. I hate cooking. And just like, it's just funny because I would never make like meals like this for my husband and I. Like we literally eat like the easiest thing. For the last like 5 years we've lived together, we only eat like 1-pot meals because I am the laziest cook ever. So that was like a lot of effort. Like, I know we've only been doing solids for a week, so I still need to give myself like the time and experience to really figure out like what's the best way to make meals for Emmy. But last week I was feeling really stressed out about having to cook for her. But now that I've done this meal prep, I think this week will be way less chaotic. But I still need to find like the best schedule with my baby and myself so I can still have time to myself each day, which I feel like it's very important to me as a mom and my mental health. So if you have any tips about saving time or quick recipes or meal prep ideas, please let me know, because yeah, your girl needs help. I just want to quickly show you my favorite resources for starting solids and baby-led weaning in general. So I have these two cookbooks, Baby Food Bible and Milk to Meals. These were the most recommended cookbooks I saw on Instagram and TikTok. And do you need both of them? Probably not. I feel like this one, Baby Food Bible, is absolutely beautiful. It includes so many different recipes, lunchbox ideas, puree ideas. It goes through breakfast, pram pleasers, lunch boxes, sweet treats, mains, and I feel like this recipe book would be so good once your baby is eating multiple meals a day, so you can add in more variety into their diet. Both books include a section on how to start solids, what are the things that you need to know, allergens, and building a nutritional plate. And I thought this information was so helpful for me, especially as someone who, like, I've never been into food or into cooking, and I never really understood like nutrition. So now that I am responsible for someone else's nutrition and diet, so I thought having a book on this information was really helpful for me as a first-time mom. But both books include a very similar introduction about nutrition. But I think the difference between these two is that Milk to Meals really focuses on how to get the right nutrition into the baby from 6 months, especially because their iron stores have depleted from that age. It talks about serving iron-rich meals and foods from 6 months, especially when they're only having one meal a day, whilst Baby Food Bible is more about having a variety of dishes. If you're not into cookbooks, another thing that really helped me is an app called Starting Solids. This app includes a lot of meal ideas, recipes, just like the book, but the most important thing that I found is the information on how to serve foods and the sizes of the food that it should be cut into, so it isn't a choking hazard for your baby. This app has given me a lot of confidence on how to serve food to my baby. Last week, I even served my baby a lamb chop using information from this app, and I actually didn't feel anxious about it. One, it was information from this app on like serving sizes, but also reading the books and all the information there, it really helped me to trust in my baby and her ability to eat. So that's it for this morning's reset. If you're navigating solids, meal times, just like me, let me know. Like, we're in this together, and I just want to let you know that you belong here.